Today on Delta Safari, Luke and I are having a historic adventure as we hike Baldwin County's Bicentennial Park. So put your hiking boots on and let's head to the Delta.
Hey, Luke and I are at Baldwin County's Bicentennial Park just outside the town of Stockton. We're going to do a historic safari today. So, nobody else here but Luke and I. Let's head to the Delta. Welcome to the Baldwin County Bicentennial Park, a great place to enjoy the beautiful outdoors. The park was dedicated in 2009 to mark the county's bicentennial. Baldwin County is one of 3 counties, including Washington and Madison, that predate the state of Alabama, which gained statehood in 1819. Baldwin County previously belonged to the Mississippi Territory, which was organized in 1798. The park covers 367 acres and is a beautiful example of terrain and vegetation types, but especially wetlands that characterize the Mobile-Tensaw Delta, an area of 260,000 acres, 10 miles wide and 40 miles long. It is the second largest delta in the contiguous United States. Only the Mississippi River Delta is larger. The Little Red Schoolhouse was built in the Bromley-Blakely community in the early part of the 20th century to serve children in the African American community. Rebecca Burks Tompkins was the first school teacher and principal of the school, which serves students in 1st through 8th grade. Her husband converted a farm truck into a makeshift school bus to pick up the children in the Bromley area, crossing Bromley Creek when there was no bridge. Many of the students were her own children and kin. There was no indoor restroom in the school, and heat was provided by a wood-burning stove.
Baldwin County, 10 years older than the state of Alabama, remains Alabama's largest county, covering over 1,600 square miles, larger than the state of Rhode Island, and has the distinction of having 4 seats of county government throughout its history. McIntosh Bluff, which is now in Mobile County, the town of Blakely, Daphne, and Bay Minette. Created by the Mississippi Territorial Legislature and carved out of a portion of Washington County, Baldwin County was organized at the county seat at McIntosh Bluff on December 21, 1809, during the days when it fell within the confines of the Mississippi Territory. Only Washington County, organized at Chatham on June 4, 1800, and Madison County, organized in Huntsville on December 13, 1808, remain Alabama counties older than Baldwin County. Creek Indian life during the late 18th and early 19th centuries is on display at the Lifestyles exhibit. It includes 4 winter homes and a trade house where American traders exchanged cloth, iron goods, knives, muskets, ammunition, mirrors, and jewelry for deerskins, which were much in demand in Europe for gloves and book covers. Native American farming exhibits are also frequently displayed, as are less substantial summer dwellings. Looking out across this breathtaking field, it is easy to see why the Creek Nation would fight so valiantly to keep their home in the Delta. The park boasts a functioning replica of a 19th century blacksmith shop, which, like most buildings of the times, is made of wood. Blacksmiths played a vital role in history, from creating hardware for homes and businesses to repairing wagons for travel and creating necessary items for livestock and farming.
Historic Mount Peleer Methodist Church. The settlement of Mount Peleer existed in North Baldwin County as early as 1813. By 1889, Jephthah and Uriah Blacksher, extensive landowners from Monroe County, set up a sawmill and established a post office. The community became known as Blacksher. The Mount Pelier Methodist Church was built around 1895. In July of 2013, the church was relocated from its original site on Highway 59 in Blacksher to its present location at Bicentennial Park. The Latham Post Office was established in the year 1940. The first postmaster was Mrs. Henry Cooper, whose husband was the son of Latham Cooper, the person for whom the town of Latham was named. Latham Cooper was a native of New York State and settled in Mobile, Alabama. Mrs. Henry Cooper died in 1884, leaving Miss Molly McGowan to succeed her as postmaster. On Friday, February 26, 2021, the Latham Post Office found a new home here. Bicentennial Park's beauty is considered its primary attribute among visitors. Adding charming historical buildings, each offering its own unique history, and the current location is more conducive for access by the public. The location here at the park also offers a more historical setting in nature, complementing the historic Montpelier Methodist Church, the general store, the Little Red Schoolhouse, and the 19th century blacksmith shop already on the premises. This authentic, early 20th century general store was originally located in Lower Bryant's Landing in North Baldwin County. It is stocked with housewares and staples that were available circa 1950 before plastic packaging and barcodes. Needless to say, it looks nothing like a modern grocery or department store, though it has a variety of goods. The store has 2 large display windows and shelving along every wall. The floors are crammed with barrels, crates, and tables holding goods. The front counter holds display cases for smaller items, as well as needed machinery such as a coffee grinder, scales for weighing merchandise, and a cash register. Of course. The Veterans Memorial honors the brave men and women who have served their country. Each monument at the site pays tribute to the veterans of a war and acknowledges the sacrifices each of these brave soldiers made to give us the freedoms we enjoy today. These monuments include World War I, World War II, War of 1812, Vietnam War, and Korean War, among others. The second war to end all wars. Korean War, the Forgotten War Remembered, 1950 to 1953. In honor of all who served and in memory of those who died, freedom is not free. I stopped at this particular one because my father served during Korea. All gave some gave all. The Fallen Soldier. Don't weep for me, O land of the free. When it was my time to fall, 'twas for my country's call. 'Twas for the land that I loved that I gave my all. And for the land that I loved, I did freely give. And in her freedom and her courage, I'll continue to live. Patricia Carl. From the bitter cold winter at Valley Forge to the mountains of Afghanistan and the deserts of Iraq, our soldiers have courageously answered when called, gone where ordered, and defended our nation with honor. Each brick, a different fallen soldier. Talk about your old ball and chain. Seacoast mortar, Union weapon from the Civil War. Weight 17,200 pounds. Bore 13 inches. Maximum range 4,325 yards. Almost 2.5 miles. That thing in the center is the projectile size.
The historic buildings and the military memorial only take up a small part of this park. Most of it is wide open spaces, with some trees scattered here and there. So Luke and I decided we'd hop in the car and follow the road around the perimeter of the park, and hopefully this will give you some idea of what the rest of the park looks like. The Baldwin County Bicentennial Park is 367 acres of history and beauty, which was designated by the Baldwin County Commission during the county's bicentennial in 2009. The Baldwin County Bicentennial Park is dedicated to preserving the county's rich cultural heritage and leaving a historical legacy for future generations. So bring your family to enjoy the DeVita Hasty Nature Trail, or to enjoy a family picnic on the beautifully manicured lawn, or at the Park Pavilion. In fact, the pavilion and picnic area are also available to be reserved for parties, weddings, meetings, and other activities. The park plays host to many cultural events throughout the course of the year, some of the highlights being the October hay rides for Halloween, as well as the annual Holiday Lights drive-thru and Christmas festival.
Hey, before you go hunting you some yonder, how about clicking that there subscribe and like button one time for me, would you?